Today, the world is changing rapidly, and along with it, technology is advancing day by day. But will this progress always be positive? Is it possible to adapt to new life change? In fact, it is important to know that change and progress are not always good and will not be. If one can adapt quickly to new living conditions, change can be positive. What is the need to adapt to new living conditions? Speed in learning requires adaptation to new living conditions that not all people have this skill. As a result, it can be said that in order to progress in life and adapt to new life change, it is necessary to increase one's skill to quickly learn new topics. Here are some quick learning techniques in this video. Subscribe our YouTube channel to watch the rest of this video and more. It may have happened to you before that you may find yourself in a situation where your mind loses the ability to learn. Somehow the mind is locked. The mind locking and not learning something new may depend on several factors. Among the various factors that lock the mind, we can mention stress, sadness, distress states, disruption of the body's biological clock, and so on. On the other hand, sometimes the person is in the best state of learning and can make the necessary use of the existing conditions. In order to be in the best state of learning, it is necessary to choose a regular, stress-free, and relaxed environment. And in addition to these, you must also be mentally and physically balanced. It is important to know that to improve learning skills, the ambient temperature should be between 22 and 27 degrees. In fact, reading books are among the habits of successful people that also increase learning. For example, a reader who has not read much can read 100 to 300 words per minute, but a reader can read between 1000 and 1500 words per minute. By reading a lot of books, a person can also have speed reading skills. In fact, the speed reading skills are among the skills that need to be mastered. Here are some speed reading skills. One must be able to read words in groups, not word by word. By superficial study, one must understand the meaning of the text. To read the text, he must use reading tools such as pencils or pens. Do not repeat words when reading the text in mind. Increase book reading and speed reading practice. Did you know that people have different ways of learning? Learning method includes visual, auditory, reading, writing, and tactile. People whose learning method is visual should increase their learning speed by viewing pictures, diagrams, or PowerPoint. People who learn by listening faster should use audiobooks, podcasts, and interviews. Another style of learning, which is reading and writing, requires that people not only read the material but also write it down on paper. A number of people also learn by touch that they need to physically touch and test. The important point to increase learning skills is to know the learning technique that a person should discover according to his personality traits. Studies have shown that the effect of handwriting, taking notes on learning speed are much greater than typing. Writing on paper may be slower than typing, but taking notes speeds up learning because people focus on the content. People pay less attention to content when typing with the keyboard and focus more on typing speed. As a result, it can be said that in order to increase the speed and power of learning, it is necessary to have the skill of taking notes with the help of writing. You may have noticed that most people use encryption techniques to speed up their learning. In fact, by using this method, a person can make a mental connection between what he has learned and new content. For example, some people use methods such as using acronyms, composing poetry, using different colors when writing, or creating a mental or imaginary image to learn. The more mental communication techniques you have, the faster you will learn. As we have said, the need for success and coordination with change and new living conditions is to increase learning skills. This will not only speed up the learning process but also help to stabilize the subject in the mind. In the next video, we will talk about the other fast learning techniques.